the vent.
Still got folks in the...
He's already done that for the first time, so we're good for the...
Tend the vent. Advance the worm. Search the face. Advance the sponge. Sponge the face. Handle cartridge. Advance cartridge. Charge with cartridge. Ram down cartridge. Prick and prime.
Cartridge ready, sir.
Make ready.
Loud!
Give fire.
Woo!
That's the worm. Search the face. Advance the sponge. Sponge
As
the
you
face.
can see, it takes a crew to
Advance
run
the
one
worm.
gun.
Search the face.
That's our worm. He
Advance
doesn't
the
look like a
sponge.
worm.
Sponge the face.
That's our sponge. He doesn't look like a sponge, but their job
Handle
is very important.
cartridge.
Okay?
It hasn't been 2 minutes yet.
Hold tight,
I'm aware
hold
of that.
tight. So basically,
Advance the cartridge.
what are you doing?
He said advance the cartridge.
No,
We're not
sit
going to
tight.
fire for 2 minutes.
Sit tight, no.
All right.
We're not going to load. This is our worm. Okay? And that's why do you think he's called a worm? Why do you think he's called a worm? It looks like a little corkscrew, right? He's like, I'm turning around. I don't want anybody to talk to me. I don't want to answer any questions. It's not school. So it looks like a worm. So basically, if there's any debris in there, he's going to be able to get that debris out. Okay? That's our sponge. He works in conjunction with our bombardier. Okay? There's actually, on a gun like this, there's 2 holes. One is the vent, and as soon as the explosion happens out of the vent, the first thing we do, make him put his thumb over it. Then the next person's going to be sponging, then he'll be sponging it out. It's wet, it's a sponge, but it's not as much as a sponge that we want it to wet the barrel. We want to vacuum. Now, let me ask you this. Can you have fire without oxygen?
No.
Just shake your... That's a good answer. No, you can't. So when they have a vacuum, can you make a pop for me? Did you hear it? A little bit of pop. That's a vacuum. So if there were any embers there, right, they would go out because no fire without oxygen. No oxygen, no fire. So after that, you've got kind of the barrel cleaned out. So now we have an empty barrel. I guess we're going to need something to load it with. Well, if my enemy was, as Chris was telling us, my enemy was about 800 yards away, I'd use solid shot. Now, if I say this is a 2-pound Galliper, does that cast iron barrel look like it weighs 2 pounds? Shake your head no. Good job. Okay. Why do you think I call it a 2-pounder then? What do you think this would weigh? There you go, okay? So if I'm saying my gun's a 2-pounder, it's because the solid shot that would go in it is a 2-pounder, okay? So if my enemy is about 800 yards away, I'd be using this, and as Chris was telling us, you'd have to understand, Chris and I are in conjunction. I'm the good side. I'm militia. He's the bad side. He's British. And we're having a diplomatic mission to show you how to work a gun. So, as he was saying, you'd use this as psychological warfare. This would shoot, bounce, and scatter people. It'd be very important for the British to be in line, okay? And when you scatter their forces, their guns actually kind of can't shoot. Their guns are in line with each other, and you put it right over each other's shoulder. So when you're doing that, you're actually preventing injury to your peer. If my enemy's getting closer, as we said, I'd use the grape shot. And again, you were pretty impressed. You're like, I've never seen grape shot. Okay, it does. It looks like a bunch of grapes. Bigger balls, more of a shotgun. Okay, it's on a little wooden pedestal. Put that down with your charge, shoot it out. Now you're naming a couple of people. You. If the enemy gets closer, you're now going to use your canister shot. And it would be the commander's job to be figuring out which shot we're going to be using. So as they get closer, I'd use my canister. Basically, this one is for a 12-pounder. Obviously, it's not going to fit down my barrel. Mine would be more like a Campbell soup can filled with musket balls. But this would take about, it tells you right here, this one has 27 balls in it. Okay? So you shoot that off, and it's the machine gun of the day. Whew! That's heavy. That's as much exercise as I've got. Now, there's my match. Okay? When you see we're going to move the powder up, what does the match do when we say? Oh, that's a smart move, because that's lit. Let's dry run it. Don't bring any powder up. Okay? Just dry run. So basically, when we're going to advance powder to the front, because this is a muzzle loading gun, right? We're going to bring it up to the front. See where she's got powder? See where the match is? He puts it far, far away. He doesn't want to get blown up, and she doesn't either. That would be a him, actually. There'd never be girls in the artillery. Never, ever, ever. Were there girls in the rebel forces? Absolutely. Deborah Sampson was the most famous. She would be with the line, and that was up north. Okay? She didn't get caught until she got hurt, and then the surgeon discovered who she was. So the powder will be up there. Now it's at the front of the gun. Now you need somebody to push it from the muzzle to the breech. So we've got a double duty there, right? Thank you, dear. And you're going to push it in with the other side of the sponge. And you're going to move it on back. So you've moved it from one end to the other. Isn't that nice? Everybody's got their job. Now my bombardier, who's one of the smartest people of the group, you know, if you wanted to be a bombardier and get the extra money, you're going to have to know things like math, science, chemistry, physics. More money, you got to stay in school, guys. That's how it works, even today. So now I've got my bombardier, and he's got the charge. So now he's going to take a little pick, and he's going to put it right through, and he's going to open up that charge. Okay, you don't want powder going all over the place. Now you want powder to open up. And then he's got to put a detonator on it. That's my quill. They call them quills, they call them tubes. Sometimes you could use a cartridge if you needed to, and you'd have to have two opposing teeth to open it up. And you put that there. So now you have a detonator. Put that there. Now you're ready to go. Any questions? Now you want to see it again? Ready for a boom? All right. Sergeant, on your command.
10 to bed. Search the face. Advance the worm. Search the face. Advance the sponge. Sponge the face. Advance the worm. Search the face. Advance the sponge. Sponge the face.
You got any hearing aids?
Handle cartridge. Advance cartridge. Charge with cartridge. Ram down cartridge. Prick and prime.
Gun ready, sir.
Make ready. Give fire.